We are back. Long time no see. We have just finished Jill's campaign in Resident Evil 1 Remake. In anticipation of Resident Evil 4 Remake, we will now begin Chris's campaign. Now it says once again or load game. I think I can just load game. I think it'll still let me choose
I think so.
Chris.
Yeah. Oh, come on. What is it doing? Refresh. Yeah, no, I think we're moving through these at a good clip. I mean, what is going on? Okay,
Load
refresh again.
successful. Okay, we gotta do. Um, what
There we
difficulty
go.
should I
Okay.
do this at?
Oh,
Maybe
come
I'll
on.
just
Be a man. Do the highest difficulty.
hard.
Just do it. Just be a man.
We're trying to get through these quickly, though. We got
I'm playing my
three.
games on hard.
You're playing easy games on hard.
Okay, whatever.
We got two campaigns to go through on Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. Tell you what, we'll just do easy mode on this. If we get through the games,
I wouldn't really call this game that challenging.
Chris's campaign is challenging. The enemies deal more
Yeah, I mean,
damage.
yeah, it's a little bit more. Just don't get hit.
A new costume has been unlocked. Oh no, I didn't even get to select them. God dang it. So for anyone watching, this is gonna be a little bit more of a quicker playthrough. We're gonna be skipping a lot of these cutscenes here because they're pretty much the same cutscenes.
There are only 3 stars members left.
Okay, there we go. That was weird for a second there. Like,
What
Is
happened?
everyone all right?
like kicked me out the stream, but I got back on.
Barry.
Oh, okay.
Where's Barry?
Yikes! What was that?
He's
Just me throwing something away.
No.
Okay, I'm like,
What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
If I get through all the games that I want to get through in anticipation, then I'll do the hard difficulties. I'll even do invisible enemy mode. Yeah, because you don't even start with a gun with Chris.
you don't need a gun.
You don't get anything. Get out of here. I have a big old sword. Oh, there's a... There we go. Now I have a gun.
At least you already have the lighter. That's something.
Yeah. But now I gotta focus on searching drawers for lockpicks for certain doors.
Well, this should all be pretty fresh in your head, at least.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one's gonna be a lot more streamlined. Why are you falling down, Chris?
Knife only, man.
Oh, that's a popular run for Resident Evil. Knife only runs. And this door, yeah, I still need a key.
Have you been following the 4 remake at all, or are you kind of going to a blind, or?
I mean, I've watched pretty much every press release regarding it.
So that's way more than me. I think I've seen like the the new look for everybody and some details and stuff like that, but for the most part, I'm going in pretty blind.
Yeah, I mean, the details that's been released and the way it looks, I'm really looking forward to it. I appreciate Resident Evil 4 for what it did for the series. I'm just not one who's gonna say like, oh yeah, it's the best. Oh, okay, so Jill had 8 inventory slots. Chris has 6. But a lot of people call it the best Resident Evil in the franchise, and I firmly disagree.
I know you.
with
For
that.
some reason, you don't. You don't like it.
I don't hate it. I think it's highly overrated in my opinion.
Can you be more specific? I mean, we'll talk about this more when we play when I play Resident Evil 4. But I mean, can you be more specific about what you don't like about it?
I don't think there's anything specific I don't like about it. It's the fact that it's that there are people who call it the best Resident Evil in the series, and it's just not.
I mean, I don't know. Is that the only reason you don't like it? I mean, for me personally, to not like a game because public opinion of it is either high or low or whatever. I mean, it just seems kind of like shallow. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but I've already stated I don't dislike the game.
So it's more accurate to say you don't like the perception of the game,
Correct.
The idea that it's like one of the greatest games ever, or
Right.
It's you don't like that idea, but the game itself is fine.
Yeah, the game itself is fine. I've played through it numerous times.
So maybe that was my misunderstanding. I thought you didn't like the game.
No, I don't dislike the game. I don't hate the game. I don't have any personal grudge on it. Oh, there's a dagger right there.
Yeah, no, I think I can get behind that idea. I mean, not from a comparison to like other Resident Evil games, because I don't really have much of I don't have much to draw from, because I've only played like 1 or 2 other Resident Evil games.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand how certain titles in a series can really overshadow others. Like, obviously that happens with Silent Hill. Silent Hill 3 is just as good, if not in some ways better than Silent Hill 2, but nobody ever talks about Silent Hill 3.
Right.
Not compare, and especially Silent Hill 1. Silent Hill 1 sort of the forgotten one of the series, even though it started it all. And
yeah, I really wish we would have gotten some type of HD remaster of it.
And that's why I don't really want to like play it again anytime soon. Like the same with I go for the same thing with Deus Ex all the time. Like, oh, should I play Deus Ex again? But it's like as soon as I play Deus Ex, and we know they're working on a Deus Ex game, who knows? It could be like a remaster or something, or a remake.
Right.
So it's like as soon as I do that, I know they're going to come out for a remake for it. I'd rather just save it until then.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's mostly, somehow fans have been tricked into thinking that the control scheme was updated for Resident Evil 4, which isn't the case. It's the exact same control scheme. It's still tank controls. It's just a perspective that's different. That's it.
No, I mean the tank controls of the older games are more what's the word I'm looking for? Stiff. The Leon's movement in 4 is very I mean obviously he can't move and shoot in the game, but he can. I mean the movement itself is very
Forward is
it
still
flows very well.
forward. Forward is still forward. Backward is still backward. You know.
It doesn't feel. I'll put it this way: it doesn't feel like he's moving like on like a grid, like you do with like traditional
It
tank control.
it only feels that way because it's an over the shoulder perspective. That's the trickery behind it. That's
It
the
is
only,
it is a big change though, because it takes away from. I mean, look at how how different would this game be if it was if you didn't have the fixed camera angles?
it wouldn't be nearly as ambient or as
Yeah, like
scary.
atmospheric and everything. Yeah,
Right.
because it gives a I mean, it empowers the player. You know, they give the player control, complete control of the camera, more or less. I mean, it gives you a lot of power.
Right.
It's frightening to what part of the fear in these older games is you'll hear a zombie or a monster off screen,
Right.
and you don't know where it's coming from,
Right.
and you don't have the ability to be like, okay, let me just look around here and scan the whole room really quickly.
Right. And that's the thing, like Resident Evil 4 took away from that. Plus it was supremely more action oriented. So
Yeah, there's definitely some terror elements to it. You know, certain enemies, especially like the Reanimator, for me was always like a really that was like a just by the nature of what it can do and how it how it's a very unique enemy.
I think the Reanimator for
Or
me,
Regenerator or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why I said
I
Reanimator.
I know which one I know what you meant. I think that was a little more terrifying simply because of its noises that it made.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think everything about it. It was the noise, the sound design of it. The look of it was very like creepy looking. It had like this kind of like pale, like featureless body, like
Yeah.
tall. Yeah, it makes that sound. It kind of you can't kill it like in traditional ways. You got to like look for like the parasites in its body with like a thermal sight, on your gun. So I mean, it was very unique, and it had that really crazy, awesome looking instant kill animation if you get too close to it.
The instant kill animations, I'll admit, I do not remember at all.
I'll never forget it because it happened to me like the first time I ever played the game, and I was just like, God. What it does is it like grabs you. It has like a really long reach. It grabs you, pulls you in like it's gonna give you a hug, and then like spikes like shoot out from all over its body, and it kills you that way. Like it impales you on itself. It's really really cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna look it up again here too. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Regenerator, RE4 death. Yeah, it looks really creepy. I'm looking at it right now. And that crazy like breathing it does like
Yeah. That's the noise of it that made it creepy.
and it like leaps on you and bites you and Okay, so that's not the one I'm looking for. There's one where it like insta kills you. If I'm remembering this correctly.
Yep. Oh, all my stuff doesn't transfer over. Oh, wow. Okay, game.
It doesn't transfer over?
No, it did not. Well, I don't have the shotgun yet, so I'll put the shotgun shells away. Come on, zombie. Nah, you can't get me. I don't like this door. But with the look of the Resident Evil 4 remake, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to play it. I cannot wait for it. It looks awesome. It's got that darker tone to it. And I think ultimately, like, that's kind of like where I was kind of like, okay. You know.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean,
Resident Evil 4 just seemed like too lit up. There weren't really like any real darkness areas to it until you got to the island. There we go. Your head is blown off. No knob. Alright, well, I blew his head off, so I can... I'm going to put away the kerosene here.
there we go. That's cool. Yeah, no, I just need to look up those things again. It's like there's different like versions of the regenerator. There's the Iron Maiden ones, which are like the stronger ones. Those are the ones with the crazy spikes that come out of their body.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the new enemy designs. The enemy designs that I've seen look awesome. Like, I haven't been going out of my way to...
I think it's going to be really tough. I don't know. It's going to be really tough for it to like top the original for me. Like the original is so. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I think I have a very like reasonable approach to the game. I think the original is a classic. I think it's great. Do I think it's the greatest game of all time? No. Is it the best Resident Evil game of all time? I'm the wrong person to ask. Yeah, I'm not a Resident Evil fan, so I'm not going to make that claim. So. I think let's put it this way. It may be one day if we're really, really bored and we run out of ideas for streams and videos, we'll do like a top 100 games of all time or something like that. I would definitely.
List.
Yeah, it would be a very big list. I mean, that could be kind of fun to do actually. But you know, I know like some websites do that every couple of years. They'll throw a list out, and they usually have like some very awful choices that are from like recent history for their top of the list just to be trendy and controversial and clickbaity. They do that. But I think if we did it, I would try to give it really like an honest like try based on games that I played. But I would definitely include Resident Evil 4 in that list.
Yeah.
Would it be in the top like 20 or 25? Maybe, I don't know. Probably not. Probably in the top 50.
I think that's pretty fair. I think Resident Evil 4 deserves to be in the top 50 lists of greatest games of all time. But it would be... For me, it would be like near the bottom of that list. Like anywhere between 40 through 50. Just because, I mean, it did revitalize the series. The series was going stale at that point.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes you got to make a change, and we saw that with the God of War series. I mean, God of War had a lot of it was like 5 or 6 very similar games to each other, and they were great. They were fantastic games, but sales were going down. The series was kind of waning in a way. I mean, it felt like it told its story, and it was kind of over, and we were just kind of repeating ourselves at that point. And the gameplay was a lot of fun, but it was like, okay, we need to like mix up the format a little bit. I think when they started trying to introduce multiplayer, that's when I realized like, okay, this is kind of becoming a little ridiculous,
Yeah, it's
So
becoming a cash grab at that point.
yeah, and then in God of War 2018, and I mean, there's parts of it, I mean, I think it's amazing, but there's parts of it that were definitely very risky, but I think it paid off, and it turned out great. And it's really revitalized the series now. You gotta take some chances every once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, God of War 2018 I don't think is... It's a near perfect game. I'll say that about it.
I can understand like the criticism it gets sometimes. Like people call it like, okay, it's a movie game. It's like, okay, you're just walking around. There's a lot of cutscenes and blah blah blah, and that's very true. That's very true. But at the same time, the gameplay I think does feel fun. It's very solid. The story is interesting. I think it moves in a logical direction from where we came from before. And yeah, in some ways, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss the old style gameplay. But I just wish what they would do is like I think they could do like a true like HD update of some kind for God of War 1 and 2. I'd love to see that. I don't think 3 needs it. I think 3 still looks fantastic, but you could definitely do an update of 1 and 2.
3 has aged really well. I think 1 and 2... Again,
for being PlayStation 2 games look great.
In the off chance that any game developer is watching our stream, if you need a template on how to do a proper video game remake, see Resident Evil 1 Remake. That is your template.
This game, yeah.
Yeah. It's just... This is it. This is the perfect remake. The only thing
I think
that
it is
think
telling
of...
to it. Another endorsement for this too is, I mean, for me, as a non-fan, I think I played this before Resident Evil 4, and I enjoyed it. And I was definitely a non-fan at the time. I was really engrossed in, Silent Hill, and I played for those games. I think this was after 3 came out, I want to say. And I was really engrossed in those, but this made me interested in Resident Evil. Are you talking about
Silent Hill 3? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this was... Again, like... the perfect remake. The only thing that comes second to this, in my opinion...
Yeah, headshot.
No headshot. He died right on the stairs. You bastard.
So you said you did wuss out. You didn't do like the hard mode, right?
No, I'm just doing this on easy.
Okay.
I'll do it on hard. You want to give me crap about not playing games on hard? I've played games on hard. I'm thinking of timing. I want to...
Oh, it's timing. Okay.
Well, I mean, we got to get through 4 games before Resident Evil 4 Remake comes out, Like,
I mean, it's only March 4th. I mean, we got 24 days. I think we're doing okay. And you yourself, you said like Resident Evil 3 is like super fast, right? So
Resident Evil 3 is super fast, yes.
So I mean, that one's gonna be quick. Resident Evil 4, I mean, it's gonna take a little bit of time.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is definitely the longest. Because Resident Evil 2, I'll do at this pace. I'm confident I can get through Claire.
And that's if I cheese like a boss or two with a rocket launcher.
Right. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom.
Gotcha. Now I'm thinking about that. Do I want to cheese a boss or two? You can, because there's the, I think it's the second boss is the Gigante or whatever, El Gigante. You can rocket launcher it, or you can just throw grenades at it, really. And it does the same job. So I might just do that. And then I think I usually save the rocket launcher for, God, what was his name? Boss list. I think I usually use it for Salazar to end that fight quickly. Because Salazar has a like an instant death move, I want to say, if I'm remembering correctly. So that might be where I use an RPG. I think. Oh, and then I'll do the shooting gallery too. So that's going to take extra time. So yeah, so maybe he's right. Resident Evil 4 might take some time if I go through like the complete experience like that. But then again, I also know that game really, really well. I've finished that game probably like 5 times, so should be should go quick. But it's been a long time since I played it though too. So
yeah, the benefit with Resident Evil 4 is that it was still a pretty linear game in itself. There's no real deviation from the path of where you got to go.
Yeah, there's like a couple little things you can get, like a couple little like side things to get, I think, but like the shooting galleries.
Right.
I'll do those. I'm not going to do
but
like
even that, it's
mercenaries
still like on the path of like your main objective. So it's like you don't have to deviate far from it, because I remember what you're talking about. But Resident Evil 4, I think, like watching all the cutscenes and reading whatever files, that's like a 12-hour game. I think at its time, it was the lengthiest Resident Evil game.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I'll get through it pretty efficiently, but maybe we'll see how I feel. Like maybe I'll try to do like a 3 or 4 hour stream if I can really get into it.
Yeah. Oh, I killed that one. I'm not paying attention. Get out of here.
Well, it's okay. I mean, at least you got some heals right here.
Yeah. Well, I didn't take any damage. Alright, got the armor key. Or the fake armor key, I should say. I mean, there's nothing unusual. There we go. Nah, because even Resident Evil 2... I like Resident Evil 2 Remake, but even that, like... you know, I wish they would have stayed a little bit more faithful to the original.
It takes some liberties with it, right? This is actually be the first time when you play it. That'll be the first time I actually see it from like start to finish.
It's good. It is a solid remake. It looks pretty. It definitely gives credence to the original. What I really liked about the original, and this was kind of unique for its time, was the item zapping system that they had. So if you when you ran through Leon's campaign, any item, there were certain items that you would collect, or weapons. If you grabbed them, that would impact Claire's ability to grab that same item. So, for example, if you opened a locker, you had the option to get a extra satchel to increase your inventory space, or I think it was an Uzi, for example. If you grabbed the Uzi, that Uzi wouldn't be available for Claire. She would only have the satchel to select from, or vice versa. And the campaigns, when you did Leon's story and then Claire's story, they kind of like meshed together, so you'd be going through events through purely separate eyes. That wasn't really the case with Resident Evil 2 Remake. If that makes sense. Because when you play Resident Evil 2 Remake, you're basically playing through the same campaign with very slight differences.
Which is kind of like this. I mean, to some degree.
Yeah.
It's still fundamentally the same game. It's just you have to do things a little bit differently because different characters, different abilities, and different people show up in cutscenes and blah, blah, blah.
Right. Okay, so I got to get the actual armor key.
Which, I mean, I credit them. I mean, it's kind of a, kind of a genius way to add replayability to a game, because I mean it's different enough where it feels like kind of a different. It gives you incentive for a different playthrough to do it and actually do one, but it's probably on their part in terms of development not all that hard to do because it's still 90% the same game.
Right. Oh man. So Crimson Head is up already. So yeah, that's the difference of Chris and Jill's campaign. I mean, the Crimson Head is already up and ready to go.
Did you kill it last time, or did you just run away from it?
I eventually killed it in that area. Oh, you know what? I never grabbed the blue gemstone. I knocked over the statue. I never grabbed the blue gemstone.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you did.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, I got 2 Crimson Heads in there. Holy buckets.
Oh, that happened. Did you kill that other...
I think I have a 3rd Crimson Head about to come in. Or that might be a regular zombie coming in. Oh yeah, Chris had the grenades. Oh, I don't want to go through there. Oh, I may as well. We gotta grab the blue gemstone for the tiger eye. Get away from me, zombie. So... there it is.
I'm trying to remember how the because I know zombies can travel between rooms, right?
Yes.
Some degree.
Yep.
Is it only the Crimson Heads that can do that, or is it regular zombies too?
No, regular zombies can do it too.
But I know there's limitations on it though.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too frequently. I think it might happen more frequently with Chris. Alright, we got some shotgun shells. Still no shotgun. And I'm trying to remember. I don't know what happened to Barry through Chris's campaign.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if he's just like gone off screen entirely, or because Chris rescues Jill. I think we're supposed to assume that Barry is just gone. Because I don't recall.
You not see him in Chris's campaign, or?
I don't recall if you ever see him in Chris's campaign, if I'm being honest. Bring my handgun back out. But yeah, in the off chance any developer is watching our streams and looking to remake a title, follow this template. Put a fresh coat of paint on your game. Keep the core mechanics intact, and you'll have a great game. You know, and if you want to add content, go for it. But never remove content. That's when your game... The only games that come as a close second, in my opinion, are the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask remake. Here we go. Where am I? Okay. Ocarina of Time was a perfect remake. Majora's Mask, I really loved it, but they made it easier to play through.
I'm trying to remember all the changes and stuff for those.
The primary changes was with the bosses. Because the bosses, you had like... When you did enough damage to them, they had that big eyeball pop out. And then you attack that. It was just... It was overall an easier experience. Plus with the time traveling capacity, you could time travel to whatever point of day you wanted to, versus just a 6-hour difference.
Oh, okay.
Which was convenient, you know, it was a better like quality of life change.
But yeah, at the same time, you can't like make the game like so, you know. That's with the broken shotgun. You need that to actually get the
shotgun.
The real shotgun.
Yep, because I don't have anybody to save me this time. Well, alright, there's an ink ribbon in there. Alright, I'm gonna burn these zombies that are in here. Assuming they haven't mutated. Nope, doesn't look like he has.
So you see that shadow kind
of
reflected. It's kind of like...
Get out of my way, pillar.
That pillar's kind of weird. Like, why is it there? You know?
Right.
Why would you put pictures on it? You know?
Right.
seems like kind of a weird design choice to me.
Obviously, not a ceiling-bearing pillar. It's just there purely for design.
We'll put this right in the middle of our hallway. For some reason.
Right. Alright, I'll deposit the kerosene.
I mean, it's definitely left ass than your first run. So, I mean, I think I'll get for this pretty quickly.
And then an instant headshot right there. Perfect. Alright, freed up another inventory slot. Got rid of the sword key. The sword key. Yep, I'll take you. Still getting a decent amount of bullets. Oh, I guess I am playing on easy mode. Spectre here, spits on me. Press or what's it? S to spit. Oh, here we go. Yep,
I mean, you don't have it's you don't have to do that in every game. I'm just saying, like for games like this, it's like.
Oh, and a crawling zombie. Get away from me. And you know, I don't know if we ever mentioned, but the monster noises in this game were awesome.
Yeah, there's a real sense of like dread and menace to it. You know, like I mean, there's more. I mean, maybe that was a problem with Resident Evil 4 to some degree as well too. I don't like the. It's just not the same, you know, with the villagers that can talk and stuff like that. It doesn't have the same level of fear as like a zombie, you know.
Yeah, the Spanish chanting and "Huelo, cohuelo, cohuelo."
It's not scary.
Mátalo.
I mean, it's kind of funny and I maybe kind of remember
goofy.
it and stuff.
It's goofy. That's what it is. It's goofy. You know. Like,
Yeah, it's not intimidating though. It's just like, you know.
I really hope after Resident Evil 4 Remake they decide to do Code Veronica Remake. The community has been pretty outspoken about it. They want it. Just give it to us.
Nah, it'll probably be 5.
I hope not. If it's 5, I'll be severely disappointed. I'd play it. I'd play it for the co-op aspect, but I would definitely mod Shiva out.
Enough zombies in that hallway there.
Oh yeah. There we go. Now I got the actual shotgun. I'm not worried about the ink ribbon right now. I still have a healing item on me, right? Oh, I don't. Ooh. What happened to my healing item? Oh, get away from me, zombie! Oh my
surrounded here.
god! For
Jesus.
real! Oh
Well, there goes all of your.
no! My defensive items. All right, I'll go in here.
Yeah, there's like 6 of them out there.
2 of them are permanently dead. Alright, I'll take one of these herbs and heal up. Get this. This will allow me to get a death mask. Oh, I still have some daggers on me. No big deal. Oh, now I'm gonna get the dogs in here.
Yep.
I done fucked up, lad. Oh, get off me! Oh, look at that, dog was biting air.
How far you want to get for tonight?
Oh, I'm just kind of playing right now. You trying to log off?
I might split here soon.
Yeah, feel free. Go around the way here.
I know how it is. You kind of get into sort of like a groove with it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll switch it up a little bit tomorrow night. Maybe I will do. God, I don't know how I'm gonna pronounce this. Annapolis.
I have no idea.
Annapolis.
That's all I.
Annapolis. Yeah.
I tried.
So
I tried
might do
googling.
that.
I think it's a made up word.
Well, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, but I might do that one just because I'm very curious about that game and how it actually turned out.
Yeah.
I like kind of these like experimental horror stuff. You know, it's interesting to me.
Right.
So I might do that one, and then depending on how quick that game is, I can't imagine it's too long if it's only 2 gigs for me to download. So I'll play that one.
Yeah.
It's meant to be like it's chapter 1, so there's going to be like more out presumably. So I'll get for that, and then I might do. We'll see how I'm feeling. Either Callisto or Dead Space or Company of Heroes or whatever. I won't do Resident Evil 4 until we get to that point chronologically.
Right.
That'd be confusing for anybody, for all the people that are following along.
Yeah, that would mess up everything.
But all right, man. Well, let's see how far you get. I'm gonna sign out here. I'll leave you to it then.
All right, sounds good. Well, Spectre, thanks for joining me. I'm probably gonna actually save right now here. So actually, let me get to the
Okay, I'll stay with you. I'll stay with you until then.
Because I got one.
I know you're extra scared on this.
It's spooky.
You bumped up from very easy to easy. It's not something you normally do, so.
Right.
I'll hold your hand for this here.
I've beaten all the Halo campaigns on Legendary, so.
Oh wow! Oh.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm no stranger to playing games on hard.
Yeah, you're pretty hardcore.
I'll do this. I think what I'll do if time allows it, I'll do an invisible enemy run.
That'd be fun to see.
That's something. I guess I'll create a new save spot. So, all right. Well, that will conclude our stream for the night. We finished Jill's campaign. We've started Chris's campaign. Hopefully to get Chris's campaign done by the end of the weekend. And then from there, we'll do Resident Evil 2 Remake. I am actually looking forward to that because I did, despite its flaws, despite the cut content and the rearranging of content, I really did enjoy Resident Evil 2 Remake. So I am looking forward to that. Resident Evil 3 Remake, it is what it is. I think they changed way too much and cut way too much. I mean, they cut like a third of the game out, which is just a cardinal sin in my opinion. But we'll play through it. We'll get through it. And I'm looking forward to watching your stream of Resident Evil 4 Original. Because it has been years since I've played through it. And so it'll be nice to kind of see it again and talk about it. Capcom is doing a short presser on the 10th, I believe. So depending on what time that starts, I may stream that live or I'll do a reaction to it. I gotta imagine, because they did mention they're going to talk about Resident Evil 4. So I gotta imagine that the Resident Evil 4 demo is going to come out that day or shortly thereafter. So we will definitely...
That might be from my understanding, like a console exclusive thing, so...
Well, I've got the consoles to do it, whether it's on PlayStation or Xbox.
So I'll let you handle that one.
Yeah, we'll definitely play through that. Even if we don't get through the games chronologically, we'll definitely put that content out there just to kind of play through it, react to it, see how it looks. I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate Resident Evil 4 Original for what it did for the franchise in terms of revitalizing it. I don't hate the game. I don't dislike it. I think it's highly overrated. But anytime I played through it, I didn't have a bad time playing through it. So, and from everything I've seen on Resident Evil 4 Remake, looks great. I like the darker tone. I like what I've seen in terms of the monster reworks, in terms of how they look. So, I'm looking forward to it. I was a little skeptical. It sounds like they haven't cut any content. It sounds like they're putting a fresh coat of paint on it. And even adding stuff with the side quests for the merchant. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be really good. And that should tide me over, because that comes out at the end of this month. That should tide me over through April. Shortly thereafter, we got Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So come April, expect some Zelda streams. We'll do some Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Maybe other titles. We'll see. I know Spectre here. He's looking to get through Dead Space and Callisto Protocol. I feel like I've been taken over on content, so I apologize, Spectre.
No, it's fine. This is sort of your baby this month. I mean, you're the Resident Evil fan. This is a Resident Evil month. You know, it's gonna be the same thing when we get closer to Zelda. But I'll be here to kind of spice things up a little bit and try some different games. Like, so we're trying a brand new game tomorrow. Then I will be streaming that with. I'm not even trying to say it again. Annipolis, whatever. So that's going to be probably a really quick one, I imagine, and then we'll start Callisto and, we're just playing new games, newer games that just came out and keeping up on things. And I think Resident Evil 4 is going to be kind of the One of the last ones before we hit summer, and then we'll have Star Wars, of course. Then we'll switch to Star Wars mode after Resident Evil, and then for summer we'll keep you entertained with whatever games we can find on our backlog here, because we'll have a summer lull, and then end of the year we got Starfield, presumably, unless it gets pushed back again, and probably some other stuff I just can't think of right now. Zelda, of course, too. Zelda. So
Yeah.
a lot to look forward to.
Sunday, we're going to have a very special treat for anybody who watches. Little bit, something that's a little bit new. And then we'll be showing off something that isn't quite as new, but I think is near and dear to a lot of gamers' hearts. So expect some very special stuff on Sunday. What time are you planning on streaming tomorrow for this other game you're referencing?
This other game you're referencing, we're not even going to say the title.
We
don't know how to say the damn title.
It's a made up word. I can't say it. So I'm
this
not gonna
game
try.
that you're going to be streaming. Which game? No. I don't know. Probably like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
We go Central Time for everything. So 8 or 9 o'clock Central.
Perfect. Well, we appreciate anybody that's been watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to both our Twitch and our YouTube channels. Anything we do on Twitch does get exported over to YouTube, so you have more than one avenue to view our videos. We are a brand new channel. Any type of support is appreciated and encouraged. Help us out. This is something we're trying to do for fun. We're not in it for any money-making purposes. We just want to put out wholesome content for gamers to enjoy and hear unique perspectives. With that said, we are the Game Reactionists. I am Rorschach.
And I am Spectre.
We hope you all have a lovely evening. Thank you.